What's good, everybody? Welcome to the Poop and Chat. My name is BJ Mathews, aka B. Just before we get started, follow us on the YouTube page, the Pull Up Basketball Podcast, as well as Spotify, Iheartradio, the Pull Up Basketball Podcast. You know what I'm saying? Like, share, subscribe all of our YouTube videos. You know what I'm saying? Hit that notification bell, buy the subscribe button, get all update content. Let's get it popping. Y'all gotta excuse me. I got these aligners in my teeth. You know what I'm saying? Keep the teeth nice and straight. You know what I mean? Gonna be a little bit fuzzy when I talk, but we're gonna get it rocking. Um, Listen, like I continue to say, and I will keep saying. Paul George and Kawhi Leonard will be returning in March from the injuries, right? Um, and more evidence continues to show itself that the sentiments that I'm making are correct. What am I talking about? Hold tight. So this is not going to be about Kawhi. It's going to be about Paul George. Paul George, all-star small forward for the Los Angeles Clippers, was seen shooting jump shots at the Honey Training Center in LA at the Playa Vista Los Angeles Clippers facility this past Saturday. And you guys can find the film online. You know it's right there. Just type in Paul George shooting shots at the Honey Training Center. You'll see it pop up. Um, Paul George was shooting shots this past Saturday, which is why it's a big deal because it's the first time we've been able to see him shoot shots with that injured right elbow that he did back in December with the torn UCL, right? So Paul George has been out since December, around Christmas time, I believe. They ruled him out for about 2.5 months so far. He has a torn UCL in his elbow. And the question was, will he return this season? Would he sit out? Would he get the surgery? Would he choose to let it heal naturally? So the two options again was surgery or non-surgery. The surgery, called the Tommy John surgery, would have reconstructed his elbow that got torn. He would be probably out for about 8 to 12 months. So that ruled him out for this season and part of next season. Obviously, the Clippers don't want to do that because that would be another year wasted, another playoff run wasted with Paul George being out, right? So they chose to let it heal naturally. So from December to January, they said they'll get about 4 weeks to let it rest, see how it feels, and get like an MRI. The Clippers were so cautious about this injury, they chose to wait another 4 weeks, which went into February, before they chose to have the MRI to let it, have a little bit, time to heal, right? So that's an 8-week healing process. No messing with it, no shooting with it, XYZ. They had the MRI back on February 25th, right before the Laker game, and Ty Lue, before the game, was asked questions about it. Hey, what's going on with the MRI? What happens to Ty Lue? What's going on with the MRI with Paul George? And Ty Lue, being as discreet as he was, pretty much said, it's healing. It's been progress, but he needs more time. So, really not saying too much. Basically saying the injury was healing, it got better, but he still needs more time because the initial time frame was him to come back the second week of March. He could possibly be back for the second week of March, but obviously Ty Lue kind of shut that down. Or did he shut that down? Right. The reason why I say did he shut that down is because y'all gotta look at this and understand what y'all watching and who the Clippers are. The LA Clippers are a team that moves in silence. They don't want nobody knowing what they're doing behind the scenes, right? We saw that with the trade that happened with Kawhi and Paul George, the sign and trade. The LA Clippers two years ago signed Kawhi Leonard to that deal and then bringing Paul George in out of nowhere, nobody saw coming. The Clippers keep everything under wraps and discreet. So they're not going to tell you everything that's going on with their organization or their plans, right? Um, Ty Lue has been brushing off any type of hope or persuasiveness that Paul George and Kawhi are going to come back, especially Kawhi Leonard. And I realized that when he said, Kawhi Leonard probably was going to come back, when all the evidence is pointing that he will come back. He said at the beginning of the season that he wanted to come back if he could. They said that he was ahead of rehab schedule. Back in January, Chris Haynes reported that it was a strong possibility Kawhi Leonard would come back in March, as well as when Kawhi Leonard got hurt with that injury, he didn't even feel injured. The only reason he got the surgery because it was a torn ACL, but he didn't even feel like he was even injured. So the tear wasn't as severe as a full tear would be, and the time frame of that injury is between 3 and 6 months, which we're at the 7-month mark now with Kawhi Leonard. So all indications is that Kawhi Leonard should be able to return, but Ty Lue has been brushing any type of hope that that's going to happen because I don't know if he doesn't want nobody to really know what's going on or he just doesn't want to get his hopes up. But you guys need to know the type of game Ty Lue is playing. He's not going to tell you everything that's going on with that team, right? So back to Paul George. Me seeing that video is telling me what the intents of the LA Clippers are, and that's to bring Paul George back and let him play. They're not trying to sit him out because that's going to be another time wasted. You got to understand, if the Clippers choose to say, you know what, Kawhi and Paul George don't even worry about coming back, we're going to go through another playoff run without our two best players or one of our two best players. That's another championship opportunity down the drain, right? Because next year is going to be even harder to win a championship. You got to know, winning a championship ain't easy. You're not guaranteed a championship in this league. You're going to have to fight for everything that you need to do, and that's going to even put more pressure on them next season to get it done. So why not bring back your guys this year? Try to get the championship out the way. They're both healthy for the most part, and we're seeing the progress between those two. If they can come back, let them come back. No need to sit them down because let me tell you something. Paul George, right? He's shooting shots in the gym. He's getting, he's working with his right elbow, which is great. The big test is going to be how's it going to feel when he's getting hit in playoff situations? How's that going to be when he's in the actual physical game? Because there's going to be players trying to aggravate that elbow or that shoulder, little bumps and nicks here and there. How's it going to feel after the game, right? But here's my thing. The only way you're going to find out if you test it. That's the only way you're going to find out. You sitting out ain't going to is all it's going to do is just be like, okay, well, I'm not going to even risk it. You know what I'm saying? But he's able to go out there and play if he wants to. But the whole question is, how's it going to feel after, he uses in the actual game? But the Clippers are taking the step towards, him coming back and things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? Like, you guys, like I said, you got to watch how the Clippers move. Pay attention to what they do, not what they say. There was a video that posted also this week with Kawhi Leonard. The Clippers actually put a video on Twitter, and then the person on the Clippers website on Twitter took the video down, and I was just kind of wondering why that happened. Well, come to find out, Kawhi Leonard was walking on the court with a jersey on, and it looked like he was gonna get some shots up or play some 2-on-2 or 3-on-3, one of the two. So I guess they don't want nothing out about what's going on with Kawhi Leonard. No chance, nothing. So little stuff like that you gotta pay attention to. You know what I mean? You got to pay attention to certain things that they're doing, not to what they're saying. But that's all I got to say about that. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate all the support. Get our, what I'm saying, pull-up shirts, $25, $30 a pop, you know what I'm saying, for shipping and handling. White, black, and red. We got hoodies coming as well. But with that being said, pull up a seat, pull up a chair, pull up. Peace. Out of here like swimwear.